Brother Marine. Brother Marines. Brother Marine. Ah, shoot, I forgot to put water in the water cup. Well, we'll go on the adventure to put water in this thing so I can clean some paintbrushes. We're gonna get back to painting in a minute when I do that. So, Brother Marines, we will return again. Brother Marines, Brother Marines, Brother Marines, Brother Marines. All right, we've returned again for the second time today because I forgot to fill the water dish. But that's all right, because that is all right. Warsmith Relic, oh relic, oh relic. My relic. That's you, I'm me. This is the stream. Welcome to it. Here we are, together. When once we were like this, now we are like this. And eventually we could be like this. Because of the arthritis. Now, Brother Marines, we will gather again today in holy model matrimony. There's all this cat hair in here, it's gross. Alright, so, Brother Marines, Brother Marines, Brother Marines. Volume checking of the volume check. I have no idea what the sound is like with the balancing of the sound, so I'll just turn this down ever so slightly because the music is really, it's secondary to me. Well, the models are secondary to me. And the music would be tertiary, whereas the camera secondary to me, and then tertiary, and then quadriary, obligatory something something words being said in the chat. Hope your day and such was nice as it could be. Well, thank you, AR. Thank you very much for that. Why is one name blue but the other name is red? I'll see on my screen. I don't know if you can't see it. But in the chat it shows Relic's name is blue and AR's name is red. Why is one red and the other one's blue? Lath, you are a bit quiet. I am a bit... You are fairly low in the volume tonight. Alright, well let's turn this up, motherfucker. Brother Marines, Brother Marines, Brother Marines, full blast audio. That's right. Brother Marines, I have returned, we have returned, this is the returning of me, that's me, and you, that's you, not that, those are dreadnoughts. You are you, that is you. You are not me. That's two different things. But today we have three different things, and things that go with them, which makes that more than three different things. Brother Marines, Brother Marines, Brother Marines. We will be starting with not these. No, never these. We're getting rid of these. We're not even thinking about those. Those are not even being factored into the equation. I'm just going to put them into a cup. I'm just going to forget that those even exist. We don't need those anymore. Never. But we do have this guy. This guy that I absolutely loathe because what the hell, he's got like a skull popping out here in his sarcophagus thing. Like, is he dead? Is he dead in there? He's a skeleton? Is that his face? Is that meant to be his actual face right there? Like he's just a skeleton? What the hell? What the hell? He's a skeleton? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Right? Like, what is this? He's got a melt-a-dick? He's got a melt-a-dick and a heavy flamer wrist thing. That's right there. And then he's got a gun here. And he's got some like plungers or whatever, you know, he's like a plumber. He's like, I am the dreadnought plumber. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Much better now and not clogged. Alright, so, Brother Marines. Break it down now. Let's make this the real talk. Let's get this where we're going. Brother Marines. I am Slaith, the Space Marine. That's me. I've already done this gimmick, so you know what? We're just gonna get to the thing. We got our paint right here. Wow. Abaddon black, Abaddon black, right? Or is that like, is that Bosse Abaddon block? right? Like they never told us how to pronounce this. Kitadal? Kitadal Solar? Oh, Kitadal Solar? That sounds like a great 40k name. It's the previous owner's skull. So, like, but it's got, like, cables and stuff and things connecting into the skull. It's got little cables and stuff. It's like a thing. It's not just like a decoration. It's like a thing. It's like a guy. He's a skeleton. Oh man, this thing's gonna... Oh man. Would have been so much cooler if it was like not that. If it was like a chaplain dreadnought or something. Oh, that'd be so cool. But it's not a chaplain dreadnought. It's whatever this dreadnought is. So, mission direct, like the dude that was the last in the habitant of the dreadnought. Okay. So, I'm gonna need to go over these last ones. I think it's this one that's gonna need to get like a last kind of coat over top of it. And there's still one detail left. I might wait until I'm done the Furioso until I actually decide this. But there's this section right here. It seems like this section, this ring going above this ball joint, is red all the way around on all the dreadnoughts so far. So I'm not entirely sure if I'm gonna keep that red ring around the rosy there, or if I'm gonna be, because if I with the there's no, because unless it's just I end it there and end it there, just end it, and then I do this all in silver. But then it's gonna be silver onto silver onto silver. There's gonna be a lot of silver, right? I want to keep some of the red, so I think I might just keep that. So this one's gonna need to get a last coat of the black layering. To then give it that proper opacity. I need that opaque. I need opaque. Alright, so. And then after these two are done, then I can either move on to the dreadnought. They're all dreadnoughts. After those are done, I can move on to the Furioso. There we go. See, I got it on the second take. And then, or I can move on to those weapons. Right? Which, either way, it's progress being made, right? It's paint being put onto plastic. And that's the whole point of these. That's the whole point of these. So, let's get some of this plastic paint. Love the taste of a paintbrush in the evening. Okay. Let's get a little bit of a scoopity boop and put a little painty poop right there. Give this another scoopity scap. And then just give that palette a nice big painty slap there. Alright, so now I'm going to take a little bit of this water after cleaning the brush. Take a little bit of the water, drop, a little bit of the water, drop, a little bit of the water, middle mix. Alright, now that we've got this nice mix here, let's get this show on the road, shall we? Sorry for the two lasts, and lol, maybe it's like that so he can better sense through it. Maybe, right? Like, you know, when someone's like just cooked up some fresh tacos or something, and he needs to know, like, you know, are they regular tacos, or are they like turkey tacos or something? Wow. Something is off. Something is off here. I have a feeling it's me. Okay, something didn't look right there. Go for this thing on the bottom. And we're gonna get... Kind of works easy if I start from the foot up. You can see there's some areas on there that aren't 100% opaque. So if I do that, and this mix here is got a nice viscosity to it. So I'm just going to go across this. And of course, there's actually, looking at this, it looks like there's a bunch of details that I might need to second guess myself on and look at them and go, well, how am I going to handle this? Because, like, let's just say, you know, there's, on this one, it's got that scroll on the other leg guard there. Stump guard. And on that stump guard, it's got the, yeah, like that scroll going across on the decoration or whatever you want to say. It's got that on the front of that. So, you know, there's a few different ways I could go about it. I could go about it by painting it black first, right? It could be part of this exact same step. And that depends on, like, the end result that I'm wanting it to look like, what I want the scroll to be. Like, let's say I wanted it to be gold or something. Then yeah, going with black wouldn't be bad. You can go with a few different colors, like you could use black. You could use brown even. Brown works as a pretty good base coat for things like gold or brass. And if I wanted to do white, or for example, I wanted to make it look like it was like painted or whatever, you know, I could go for brown once again. See, ooh, brown. What can brown do for you? I would go for brown, and then probably just go for like either a harsh contrast with just going to an off-white off of the brown, and then giving it a wash after to give it that sort of dirty, stained look by the end result sort of thing. Because really, it's all about the end result, and things are going to look totally dog shit when you're a few stages in on these things. You know, nothing's going to look pretty. Skulls for the Golden Throne. Ay, ay, ay. Why is there a red? Oh, okay, whatever. I'm going to be fixing that with a red anyway. So I don't have to worry if there's a few mistakes here and there, it's not a big problem, because they're going to get fixed, because there's a step that is going to be done with these reds, so like a little bit of sloppiness here and there. It's not going to break the bank, it's not going to ruin the day, because I've not fixed anything yet in the regard to the red. So it would be a lot more annoying if, you know, I had, like, just fixed the reds and then, like, I don't know, somebody painted silver on it or something. It's like, let's say there was, you know, all these Marines and they were all fixed and, like, they were made to be the right red color, and then somebody decided to paint silver on the sides of their heads. Like, that would be annoying. But, like, getting a small little spot here onto an area that's going to be fixed later, oh, oof, whatever. Like water to a duck's back. Nothing. Alright, so now I guess the top, because the legs and all that looks pretty clean, pretty good. So I'm just going to give this one last coat on here. And some of these things, some of these areas that I'm doing really don't need to be this opaque, because I'm going to be doing them silver anyway. But I don't know, just looking at these in their unfinished state, I kind of just want everything to look the same. So I'm just going to make sure everything's got that nice even coating with everything that I'm doing here. And also, I mean, pumping out 5 dreadnoughts in, like, what seems like, with the amount of time that's actually been put into it, less than a week so far, I'm pretty comfortable with the I'm pretty comfortable with the way this is going so far. This is going pretty good. Going pretty good. Say that. And now, okay, so now all those sides there, so I'll get front face. Some of these areas are gonna benefit more from it, like as long as it goes on and it's nice and even. Like these face plates, because I'm gonna be changing the pattern from the way that it was before. You know, they're gonna have the black face paint. Black face paint. Oof. Oof. The black face plate. You know, that still doesn't sound that much better. Water in there. A little bit of water in this scenario is gonna help get it into some of those behind areas that are hard to reach into. Gonna help also some of these flatter surfaces. Gonna help keep the final. Gonna help keep that coat really smooth. It hide a lot of the strokes and stuff. Which of course is always nice. Hiding your brushstroke is nice. And when your paint is super thin and you go on a little bit thicker, how do I want to say that? When you go on with a whatever blob or whatever, it dries different. Not like drying like a glob of paint on your thing. Get a dog up ya. Where's the Thunderhawk? What do you mean, where's the Thunderhawk? See, there was a vote on the channel as to what to work on next, and Thunderhawk was one of those options. And the people, the voice of the people, was spoken, and it decided Dreadnoughts. And that was left up to democracy. Excuse me. So people had their point to cast their vote. Right? I'm sorry, but have Tony paint the Dreadnought, paint the Thunderhawk. No. Because the Thunderhawk isn't even ready to be done anything with, so it's going to sit there for a while. We'll make a whole series about it. A whole series of events that will build up to the Thunderhawk. So at one point in the future, here on Slaith, the Space Marine YouTube channel, and most likely not on Twitch or anything like that, because that would be weird, I will build a Space Marine Thunderhawk. And it will be. And it will be. But not this day. This day we paint Dreadnoughts. Alright, next step, because this thing's pretty much got its final coats on it. I'm pretty satisfied with the way, with the opacity of everything here, and the, you know, how the patterns have been put on here. So next stage, and you know what, I'll leave this up to a live vote. We'll just get the chat in here on this. All right, chat. Now I don't know how to make a poll in the chat, so I'm just gonna have to go off of comments. All right. This dreadnought in my hands is like a few brush strokes away from being finished in this stage, where it's got the same amount of work put into it as to the other ones, like the other Assault on Blackreach dreadnoughts and whatever. All right. So the next step is either applying blacks just like this to all of the weapons for the dreadnoughts. So that's like the power fist arm and the multi-melta arm. Or the Furioso dreadnought. So those are the options right now. If you want to steer the ship, if you want to have your voice heard in this crew that is you and me, and together we are family, then you can let me know, you know, Slave, paint up the weapons, or Slave, paint up the Furioso dreadnought. And that's going to be what we're going to do next. So I want some comments in the chat here. I want some comments in the chat. I need to know, do you want Furioso or not the Furioso next? And I mean like immediately next, because this thing is about to be done. Yeah, looks that way. Oh wait, like ever so slightly. Aha! Ahaha! Thought it could evade me. Is it the same way on this one? No, it's not. But, well, whatever, you know, we'll just do a little bit of this. Why not? Doesn't hurt. Really thin anyway, so it's not going to hurt anything at all. Put a Warhound Titan Mega Plasma Cannon on a Dreadnought. Lath, paint the Thunderhawk. Since when did binding votes happen? Wait, what? Prawns. Prawns? Dreadnought. I'm gonna catch up to the chat here. Seems like a lot has happened that slipped right by me right there. Alright. Okay. Alright, so I have no idea what I'm gonna do then. I guess I'll just decide myself. I'll just have to make that decision for me. Means I'll sit back. It's a happy little dreadnought. And that's right. Ah. Alright, well, there's this one. I guess that's what we're doing. Alright. Go for the dreadnought, then. Furioso dreadnought. And he's got all these X's and stuff all over him, so it's like... Alright. Just paint. Jeez, that's rude. I can't talk. Yes, but shut up, Slee. This is our show now. You're just here for the ride. Okay, wow, is that... I think I might have thinned that down a little bit too much there at the end. Oh well. I could put on a very, very thin amount Very thin. And then kind of be able to know where to go with the real coats. Right, with the real coats. Wow. This thing's like a real dreadnought compared to those last ones. It's strange and disorienting. How there's like... how the parts are. I'm so used to painting the garbage Assault on Blackreach dreadnoughts now. Alright. No speak, just talk. You are a very confusing man, Java. Alright, get some more paint. We'll just shake this up. Okay. Give us a little bit of shake. So we can get some of this stuff off of Kashyyyk. Kashyyyk, that's the planet of the home planet of the Chewbacca's. That's Chewbacca Organa's home planet. See, after they got married, Chewie took Leia's last name. They're a very progressive couple. Now, something. Oh, how thick is this? Not that much. Not that much more. All right. Well, I'll just go here because it's really not going to matter at this point. I can just start like anywhere. And I already have a rough idea of what I'm going to be doing with this thing. It's going to be rough. Would have been nice if I had this thing painted before it was built. But I got it in a trade, so, you know, you don't always get what you want. Gotta go, I can barely stand being in chat with you. Watching your stream is pushing me over the edge. Oh, okay. What a wonderful thing to say, Crunk. Thank you. That gives me the confidence to be able to continue this for a long running period or career of this. Thank you for your support and confidence. Thank you, Crunk. Because without you, how would I ever have been able to figure out how to get something like a Borat Mankini? I mean, who else would I want to get a Borat Mankini for? But you, Crunk. You are the only one. You are the Crunk. Hello, Davy Jones. Oh, you know, wow, that's so much better. It's so much better having you in a text chat, because then I don't have to hear you. Oh my god, that's like fucking heaven. Oh yeah, hey, how's it going? How's it going, Davy Jones? Put this on here. These hands, the power glove, whatever, they're pretty much going to be the same thing as on the other dreadnoughts, right? Where it's just get them in black, and then I'm gonna get them in silver. And these ones just happen to have big claws, right? Like, that's just the only thing. They got claws. The only real difference here. Claws. Oh, look at all these wonderful Blood Angel symbols. It's gonna be great turning them into not Blood Angel symbols, because I'll paint them some different way, which totally makes them not Blood Angel symbols anymore. For some reason. And it makes them Bloodhounds symbols. That's right. That's right. That is lore. That is lore. That's like world building. Where you take these symbols and you just kind of make them have a different meaning. You've got a great Blood Angels army. Wow. Being in here with Crunk is pushing me to drive around fight mountain corners with no fencing to stop me from falling into the ocean. That's too much thinning. Never. There's never such thing as too much thinning. It just means I have more work to do. It's absolutely fine. This is the perfect amount of thin. It seems to be absolutely pointless at making any sort of opaque effect, but whatever. It's taking up time, and it's doing something, kind of, but in like a very much not really sort of way. It's making the areas that I need to get done ever so slightly a different color, tan, tone, shade. It's making them different. Are these pads on here meant to be there? What's with these pad things? I have no idea if those are meant to be there or not. They seem to be on both arms. I didn't build this thing. I don't know if it's supposed to have that, but it's got it on this one. That's more thinning than Bear's hairline. Ooh. Ooh. Ow. Ooh. 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 Okay. Give this a good shickety-shickety-shick. And I'll start getting some other area on this thing. Because this thing's gonna, in addition to having all the spots that the other ones have got to get done, gonna have some other unique parts to it. So it's gonna have some different sort of logical patterning to it. Yeah. Alright, so let's get some paint out of this pot and put it onto the palette to be able to place it on this plastic model. Okay. Give that a little bit of a mix in with that water. Mix in a little bit more water. Try to get some of that off of the brush. Wash the brush. Pick up the model in the left hand. Put it under the thing. Look at it. Clear off the brush. And then cry. Okay, well, so I guess this is going to be a mirror to this, right? So if that is the case, and that is the case, then that means this. You don't really run into there being a lot of right-handed power fist arm. So this is going to be likely in the case of with my guys, this is going to be just like a one-off. I'm not going to have any more of these. I got it in a trade. I got it in a trade, okay? Okay, and then I guess, so if this one's gonna be a bit different then. I'm gonna have to do certain areas in black, because I was able to just do the whole other one Except for this, like, plate. Sometimes listening to Davy Jones' stories of Ice World is so painful, I would like to stab my ears with screwdrivers until my brain shoot out of my nose. That relic git is a bit of a Nancy boy. Damn, the piranhas are hungry tonight, just devouring each other. Alright. So I'm just gonna... back to... cable? No idea. Guess that goes right there. That, because those look like pistons and machines and things. Well, it's all a machine. Fair, it is all a machine. Not worrying about it too much. Not worrying about it. One's gonna be very one-off. Not gonna have more of these. So it's okay if things are gonna be weird. There's gonna be some weird anomalies with this one. Because it's lacking precedence. Not entirely, but just... specific. Oh, wait, well, there. This model is fumble, fugly, and difficult to manipulate here. Balance is way off. Built in this awkward way. Thing is an ugly clusterfuck. It's gonna be great. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. I hope you're excited. Trunk's just jealous. Have you seen the little fan his girlfriend got him so he can dry his tears? If not, I'll check that out later. See if it, like, does it actually dry his tears, or is it just, like it was meant to, but it's like, you know, it's like a girlfriend gift, so it, like, not, like, good or anything. I don't know what this little knob thing is. Clean enough for me. I guess Relic's tears is a euphemism for glue. Huh. Interesting. That's an interesting euphemism. You don't, like, actually use your tears to glue them up. Does that at work? Like, the salt adheses the bits together. The saline mix, right? Ugh, what a nightmare. Alright, let's try to get the inside of this. Let's try to get this ring thing without hitting the feet. Let's try to do anything. I can't be too hard on the guy, because like I'm pretty sure the guy who built this thing that I got it in a trade from was like some kind of ogre. So I can't be too hard on the guy, right? Where he's got like ogre strength and ogre fingers, right? Like he probably did the best ogre could do. Ogre. The ogre best he could ogre do. There we go. Got it on the second take. Hell, Ferris is the screwdriver under the chair. Like my stick said, the only big one has toothpick legs that were buckling under the strain. What? He looks like Hasbullah with a beard, so maybe that's why my missus got him the tiny fan. Wait, Crunk, why did your missus get him the tiny fan? That's confusing. Luke's not even here to defend himself. No, of course not. He's probably masturbating. Thin this more. Thin this paint out even more and just keep spreading it. Spreading it. I'm just gonna spread it like not enough butter over toast. I'm gonna spread it like a ring wraith. I'm gonna spread it like Turtle Island. I'm gonna spread it like Miracle Whip. I'm gonna spread it like Johnny Cage. I'm gonna spread it. I'm gonna spread it. Being spreaded. It's the best thing since sliced spread. The boy has a pug and a jar of peanut butter, so he's busy for the night. Yeah, that sounds about right. See, what am I gonna do with this? There's like this X across there. X-Men. Now either I could do that in red, and then the X is done in like silver, or this thing could be quartered, where it's going like red on the sides, black on the top, black on the sides, red on the top, one of those. And then with a silver trim to break it up. And then the skull in gold or something like that. Or in skull. I do like painting skulls in skull. Makes a good color for it. Skull color. Let's see, do I have any... Is there any more here on the palette? Have we got anything? Got anything at all? Go for Melt-A-Gun. There's such an absolute thin amount, it is putting a very minor shade of paint on it. There we go. Wow. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Okay. That down. Wash that down with a nice drink. Mm-mm-mm. Ah, that's some delicious beverage. That was a tasty burger. 45 minutes in? Well, whatever, we were late. So, you know what, we show up to work late like this, that means it's break time. If you have a smoke, have a smigarette, but not if you're underage, and not if you don't have any, because then you can't, because then you gotta ask your friend. And I do not endorse asking other people for cigarettes like that. Don't do it. Taste the black water? No. I'm not even going to come up with something creative to be able to dismiss that in some kind of entertaining way. I'm just going to dismiss that with, no, you do it. You come here and you drink it if you want it be beveraged. I'm not drinking that. I'm not drinking that for $100. I'm not drinking that for $100. I'm not doing it. So even if you sent $100, I'm not doing it for $100. See how that works? See how that works? So even if you were to be like, well then, I'd be like, well, sorry, I specifically said I would not do it for $100. So, that... Does that mean I have to do it now for free? No. I don't have to do anything. I don't gotta do anything. Time to go JDF myself. See you later, nonces. Alright, see you later. Go, Green Ranger, go! What a lovely chap. Always coming here and being so positively motivational. Talking about how he wants to, like, learn how to tie a rope and stuff, and wondering if you have any, like, chairs with weak legs. So let's see, what do we need to get done on this guy? So, a lot. But fortunately by now, the routine's gotten pretty, you know, it's pretty used to the routine by now. The only thing is that this one's awkward, and it's so built. This one is leaning so far forward. It's just very heavy and off balance too. I don't know what's with these plates, if those are meant to be there or not. Are those meant to be there? Is it meant to have those? Is it meant to have those plates there? That seems weird. That seems very odd. The Mr. Dognonce to you, Crunk. It's the Mr. Dognonce Show. Starring Mr. Dognonce, Puppy Puddywiggle, and Mrs. McGumphrey. In a 45-minute special, Dognonce walks to the park. Let's see. These are all pretty well done. Wait, what's going on here? Oh, never mind. That was just light hitting one spot made it look like there was a gray on one of them, so. Alright. So then, I'm not sure what I'm going to do for this top thing. Because there's this top section that's not on the other dreadnoughts normally, right? So this part, maybe I'll do that in silver. Just so that way I don't have to do like a 50-50 split. And then... let's see. From that... silver... I could still do the casket in like black and silver. That would still work, I think. It was black and then it had silver X on it, like... Although this one seems more recessed than the other ones. Although maybe only ever so slightly, though. This one's funky. It's all rounded and everything. It's very funky. Alright. Paintbrush. Getting all cleaned. I'll start shaking this while I'm on my smoke break. It's a working break. See, I've got my cigarette here. It's all lit. Oh, yeah. And this paint, I'm going to shake this up while having it. So that way it's like a working break. And now I get to, like, stop and read the comments and just kind of just see what people are writing. I don't have any black water. Are those lights on its head? Are those lights? Are these lights? Like these things? Those are magna grapples or something. Magma grapplers. Magna dimples. They're grumple wumples. They are fat grappling hooks. It's so that way this dreadnought, like the like reavers, can like shoot these things up, and then it's like and it flies up onto the top of a building. I think. Or maybe it's for like grabbing a vehicle and then pulling it into it, and it's like, get over here! Like, I have no idea what those things are for. Grappling. Magma style. They shoot magna what's the thingies? Yeah, magna what's the thingies? They what's the thingy things? And then there's these. I'm guessing those are the cables that go into the whatevers. Those look like those are cables right there. Like, they almost look like they're generators or something, but I'm guessing those are the wire, and it goes into this thing, so when it shoots out, you know, bzzz, like what was it? Like the front of the truck in Jurassic Park, and they had the little cable. And then the guy grabbed it and he slipped in the mud, and it was like zoop. The tow cable, you know, the thing that they used in Star Trek 2 or whatever, right, to take down the snowboard or whatever. All I remember is it was robots in the snow. And they flew planes at them, and they got them with batarangs. Alright, so let's get some of this paint onto the palette from the pot. We can apply it to the plastic. Alright. Got a nice glob. Oh, let's not tap things too wildly. Nice glob there. Nice glob there. 2 globs. We shall call the Molster Claws. Alright, we'll give it splash and a splash and a third splash and a mix. There we go, we got our paint puddle. All thinned down. Alright. Let's go for it. So... Alright, so I'm pretty sure... Actually, I feel like I need to add a little bit more. I'm pretty sure that I need to do this arm. Without looking at the other things. I'm gonna start going for it. I'm just going for it. I know this is super thin, but that's fine, because I kind of want to put down super thin first, so that way I can see where to go and where to just keep layering. It kind of makes it easier for me. Kinda. Oh, I think that's an area I'm gonna have to clean up later. That's fine, we can clean things up. Very, very easy. Incredibly thinned down mixture. Yeah, that is getting sloppy. And that's alright, though, because it is fully in the plan and recognized that most things are going to look absolute dog shit when they're in the first few stages. We shall cut the molester. You already read that, didn't I? Ah! Alright, and then we'll get the top part, which I don't even know if that's meant to be there, but it's there on my one. My one's got little armor plate things on his arm. I guess. I don't know if they're meant to, but my one does. Because he's hardcore thing. Oh, this is going to be an absolute challenge. This is going to be a pain to get in there and to get those, I don't want to call those shoulder mounts. That's going to... I have a sneaking suspicion that this entire model is going to be an incredible pain because of the way that it's been built, because of the way that it's oriented, way that it is posed, and then just in general on top of that with what it is and the details it has. That is my prediction. I'm just gonna go for this now. There are some very hard to see areas on this. Yikes. I thought the other ones were a nightmare. I had spoken too soon. I am very happy that this isn't a Thunderhawk. Imagine if it was a Thunderhawk? What a nightmare. What a shame. Punch a duck. Why are we punching ducks? Getting this one done is going to be more similar, ironically, to the old metal one, just because that one was also all built. A lot of the same challenges that were faced with getting that one done are going to exist on this one, because it's going to have all of its parts, and then all the challenge of reaching all the spots. And then, you know, that's going to be that. But, hey, when it's done, and, you know, when it's done, and it will get done. Not a joke. It will get done. Alright, so... a little bit thicker area of paint going around this sarcophagus. Getting that the best I can. Yeah, what a nightmare. Like that thing's built right into this thing? Ah, come on. I swear, the guy who built this thing is an asshole for building it this way. What the fuck? What the fuck? Will there be a Thunderhawk bath stream? Well, I don't know. I don't know what YouTube's terms and conditions are for that. I mean, like... Oh, that seems kind of weird, right? Like... Taking a bath with my Thunderhawk? What do you mean, like, soaking and scrubbing the parts? Yeah, there's probably gonna need to be one of those. I'd already given all the parts that I have essentially a scrub down, but there might be some minor residuals left, so just to be safe on most of them, it's gonna be good to give them like another scrub dub in the tub sort of thing. So I could do that. I could do that on a stream. I have to kind of gauge the interest on that one, because I don't know, something. I mean, I'm sure that there's going to be someone out there that's going to say otherwise, but something just didn't quite seem like it would be that entertaining about watching me scrub a bunch of parts. But maybe it will. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe things are different. In there. There's this melt-a-gun here. I'm not even sure. I have no idea if this thing is meant to even have this melt-a-gun. Once again, I got this thing in a trade. Is it meant to have a melt-a-gun? There? Is it meant to be like this? Something doesn't seem quite right about this. Am I gonna have to end up, like, removing this part? Whatever, it's the custom Bloodhounds Furioso Dreadnought. Their one is like a Furioso Dreadnought, but it's got a melt-a-gun dick. Yeah. Go. Heading off, have a good night. Good night, Relic. How will you wash off the resin? What? Fare thee well, Slaith and the Duck Puncher. What Duck Puncher? What Duck Puncher? Wait, am I washing off the like, am I removing the resin? I don't understand anymore. I don't understand you. This is really thin. That's fine. Totally fine. At this point, it's purely about just getting it onto these areas. Right now, my main focus is just kind of getting it there. Everything can be cleaned up easier. So sexy scrubber watching. What? How will you having to... Okay, I read all those already. I don't know, soap and water and like a toothbrush or something? Pretty simple procedure. Soap and water and a toothbrush. Okay, there's this area up here. Oh, it's not quite as recessed as the other one. You know what? That is not as satisfying. This Dreadnought model sucks. Stupid. I'm not gonna figure out whatever the hell's going on here on the top as well. There's some differences. I think Zach is a spy. He is making commie films. Oh. Well, that's not good. Do you think Zach's gonna be part of the great media revolution? I need to let that dry a little bit because there's some areas on it that are still kind of juicy. And it's looking like absolute dog shit in most areas, but that's fine because it was just incredibly thin, incredibly thin, incredibly thin just everywhere. This is all just to get like a first slightly opaque layer sort of thing. Partially, you know, just thinning the paint out more and more and more and more so that way it spreads all over. And partially building up slowly. Well, that's one good thing that's good. Oh, it's got the Mechanicus symbol. I was missing that. I wanted my dreadnoughts to have mechanical symbols on them. But the Assault on Blackreach doesn't have that. So it's kind of bogus. Price is over. He is a secret Republican. You know, I believe you. I entirely believe you. I believe everything about that. That is the truest, most true, all the true thing that I've ever heard in the history of the truth. Okay, let's do this over here. And then we got these, but I feel like that's not gonna get to those tonight. I'll have a stream of just dreadnought arms or something one night. Coffee. An hour and 11 minutes and 30 seconds. Well, if I show up late, and if I have a smoke early, that means that I can have a second break early and a second cigarette. And I can sit here, read the chat, let this thing dry because it's really wet because I thinned that paint way too much. So, you know, just let it dry. Just let it dry. Let it dry. Let it dry, let it dry, let it dry. This little Furiosi. I'm gonna let the paint dry. Okay, so that's gonna wait. We're just gonna wait. The waiting period. This is a waiting period now. The waiting game. And it's going to be easier to wait and then just continue on this than it is going to be to organize painting these things. So we'll just wait. We'll wait. So I was told groups of dreadnoughts in groups of 3 are called talons. They're called talons. Now what I find interesting about that is that this dreadnought has talons, and it's in a group of 3 of them. It's called a talon, so like that's kind of interesting, kinda. So eventually, we're gonna get this dreadnought looking like this dreadnought, but with arms. All right, we just need to get that. Opacity. The opaqueness, the level of intensity. And to crank that up there, up to 2,100%. That's a lot. 2,100% is like, huh? You know, I don't even know actually. Nobody knows how much that is. Privatize water, Crunk. Privatize the air, too. Aw, don't listen to him, Crunk. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. No. He's trying to do his, like, secret magic or something. He's using breath techniques and... Just don't listen to him. Don't trust him. Don't even, like, lick his dog. Okay? Don't do anything. Just sit there. Breathe. Blink. And cry. What you put up with? What do you mean? What do you put up with, Crunk? I don't get it. I don't understand. I'm probably gonna need to make some more people YouTube mods. And not because I have a lot of traffic, but because I'm certain that there are gonna be comments in this chat that are being filtered out by YouTube. There has got to be some comments in here that I am not seeing on my end, and that they're only on YouTube, and I have to actually go in there and go click allow. I'm certain that there are. And if I had somebody in that role, they could do that for me, and I wouldn't have to do anything. It would be like, click allowed. Click allowed. Well, I hate this thing. I hate this thing so much. But it's gonna get done. But I hate this thing so much. Okay. It is the plan. Java should be a mod. He's a good mod. If Java's not here. The best mod one could say. But what if I got 2 people that said someone else was a good mod? Isn't 2, like, better than 1? Especially with dreadnoughts? Wouldn't these 2 dreadnoughts that don't have arms be able to take down this dreadnought that has 2 arms? 2 dreadnoughts, no arms, they got 4 feet together them. This one has got 2 feet and 2 arms, but he's 1 dreadnought. So is not 2 better than 1? Java is always here in our hearts. Is he though? I mean, like, haven't we already kind of forgotten about him? Like, is he here in our hearts like a ghost that, like, won't just finish its business? Right? Do you think that a ghost, like, you never see a ghost taking a shit, but there's people who die on the shitter? If the ghost takes that shit, does that mean it finished its unfinished business and it gets to pass on to the afterlife? And when it does pass on to the afterlife, does it get flushed down the ghost toilet? These are the things that keep me up at night. Right? These are questions that make me wonder, because you see ghosts like walking up invisible stairs that aren't there anymore, walking through walls, but you never see a ghost that's taking a shit. Why? I mean, people spend most of the time of their life in the bathroom taking a shit. So don't you think that there would be a ghost out there somewhere that's taking a shit? Java is always watching like a dog nonce at a puppy mill. Or cholesterol. Do dog nonces watch their cholesterol intake? I mean, that is important for people to do, even dog nonces, I would imagine. Like, I guess it's still important, right, to watch your cholesterol. You know, with your extracurricular activities, right? You know, oh, I'm walking the dog. Oh, cholesterol in our hearts. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Alright, let's get some more paint on the palette here. So I can put some painty water into the paint on the palette to then mix it. And then put it on some plastic. Alright, shaking the thing. You can see the water shaking because my leg is touching the table. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake the paint pot. Bluefish. Blue fish. Is a bluefish like a blowfish, but in past tense? You know, like there's a blowfish, and it comes up and it gets you with like its spikes. And then there's a bluefish, which is one that already spiked you like a while ago. Is Kanye West a bluefish? These are the things that keep me up at night. These are the questions that I'm always asking myself. And, you know, like, I wonder if I'm ever gonna get, like, real answers to them. Alright. Oops. A little bit of a slobbery slip. He's trying to find out what I do with my time. Who is? Kanye West? I don't know. I mean, yeah. Don't you think that this is the kind of thing that Kanye West stays up all night wondering? Like, what is Crunk doing? Why do they keep calling me a gay fish? The bagel talk was just a way in, now he's pumping me for info. Well, I'm glad that I'm glad I was able to help. Now he is making it weirdly sexual. Like, how weirdly? Like, he has you all by his lonesome now, and... Like, he's already blowing out the candles that were meant to give the illusion of romance, but they were there just to be able to set the tone for passion. Are these things normally got holes in them? On, like, the top? Seems different. Seems different. Like a dirty Sanchez combined with a Blumpkin. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna need you to define what a Blumpkin is. It sounds familiar, but I'm not entirely sure what a Blumpkin is. I'm gonna need you to help me out here. What is a Blumpkin? I'm not as versed on the degeneracy as yourself in this specific case, so I don't know what a Blumpkin is. Ah, got you. He's probably looking up Blumpkin to see how mad to get at me. Who is looking up Blumpkin? Is a Blumpkin like one of the Oompa Loompas, but like when they pop their pimple into your butt or something? Right? It's like a Blumpkin, right? So it's like the Blump, which is for like the bump. The Kin, which is for like the little person. And then the L, I mean, we all just kind of took the L on that one, okay. Sometimes you just gotta take an L. Java gave him another slice. Trunk has been eating his crack cake again. Oh man, I really want a pizza. That makes me really want, like, a really greasy, heavy pizza with, like, everything on it, and, like, extra cheese, and, like, all the meat, and the veggies, and the everything. And I want it to be, like, dripping with grease. And, like, I want it to be so greasy that the thing's, like, falling apart while you're picking it up. Like, you have to hold that thing like a baby neck, right? Like, if you don't support the neck of that pizza, that pizza baby is going to die from malnutrition or something. Help me, Slaith. I can only keep up this awkward silence in chat for so long. Oh, what time is it? How long have I been doing this for? An hour and 26 minutes, so... You know, if you really, really desperately need me there, you know, I can join you pretty soon, but I've got to finish this up first. Right? I've got this totally not required job that doesn't really... It's not really a job, because if it was a job, I'd get paid. So, I gotta do this thing that I gotta do voluntarily, where I do this live stream on my channel, and then I get toys painted in front of people, and I kind of just talk about stuff for an hour or two. Whether that's bagels or coffee, right? All the different things. You could talk about it. Right? Because your brain gets smart, but your head gets dumb. There's so much to do, so much to see, and what's wrong with taking the back streets? Because you'll never know if you don't go. And you'll never shine if you don't glow. You hear me? Alright, now what? Now it's... I'm gonna try to get some of this area. This is gonna be an impossible nightmare. Alright. Let's paint dreadnoughts, slave. Let's paint dreadnoughts. You know what's actually one thing that's good about that? Because then when I get these done, I'm never going to have to paint another dreadnought again. Because I will likely never get one ever again. Ever. Because of this experience. That's right. The Bloodhounds chapter will have 7 dreadnoughts in total. Including their Redemptor. And no more. That's it. That's right. The Bloodhounds are so good, they don't get wounded like that. And if they do... They go out like a man. They don't sit there and whine about it until somebody puts them in a robot and it's fine, alright, you can have another man. Here, play with my controller. Right? And then it's thank you. Right, and they get to keep playing. No, none of that. Bloodhounds, we'll just go with it. If they get taken out in some way and you can't bring them back, then you can't bring them back, okay? This isn't the Death and Return of Superman, where you can just kill off your characters and then just bring them back. If it's not a job, then why have I been paying in sexual favors? More bagel talk. More coffee talk. Hey now, you're a dog nonce. Take the leash off. Let's play. Hey now, you're a dog nonce. And all that's puffy is dog. Only puffy buttholes break the mold. For your flash, for the flashlight. Down, bow, 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 bow. Alright, well this is gonna need another blob glob. Ah yeah, and then there's this front part, alright. But just gonna get a little bit onto there, it's gonna make it more noticeable. Easier, make it easier for me to see it, that it's not done. Because it stands out like a sore thumb. Rather than before where it blended in a stealthy way of being an asshole. Okay. What's the take on Tim Hortons? Gives you worms in your bum. What's the take on Tim Hortons? Oh, well. Tim Hortons. Oh, well. Okay. Alright, let's... Oh, boy. Let's put that down. Let's put that down. Alright. There's no way I'm going to be able to concentrate on that model for now. Alright, damn it. Alright, let's pull out a smoke. Alright. Okay, Tim Hortons. Wow. Wow. Tim Hortons. So Tim Hortons is a coffee and donut establishment, essentially. You can get a sandwich, soup, donut, whatever. It's essentially breakfast menu, the restaurant. And you can go there and get your coffee or whatever. And they used to have a supplier for coffee, but then they changed suppliers, and then McDonald's took their old supplier for coffee. So if you actually want to get the classic original Tim Hortons coffee, actually go to McDonald's. Not even a joke. Not a lie. Not a joke. Okay? Not a joke. Come on, man. You want to, if you want Tim Hortons coffee, you actually go to McDonald's. Because Tim Hortons, they changed it so it's like a different bean. It's all different. It's all different, right? So, but Tim Hortons is named after, I think, a hockey player or something. Tim Horton, right? And he, I think he died in a car crash. Or like a motorcycle accident or something, right? Like he crashed. And then that's why they're called Timbits, okay? You can get donuts or you can get Timbits, which are like the little balls that you get in the thing, and it's like, they're all like little donut balls, right? Timbits are specifically named after the bits of Tim Horton after his vehicular incident where he was reduced into bits. The fact. Timmy's, we would call it. Let's go to Timmy's. And you would get a double-double, right? The double-double is not just, there's the daily double, right? That's on that game show. But the double-double is where you get the 2 milk, 2 sugar, double-double. That's like is the standard. It's like it's the basic. It is the default. Double-double. Give me a double-double. I want a double-double, okay? Double-double Timmy's. Double-double and a jelly-filled. Double-double and a honey glaze. That's right. That's actually what you want. You want a double-double and a honey glaze. Don't go too fancy with the donut. You're going to die off of the sugar, right? Just go with a basic donut, maybe a little bit of a honey glaze, bloop, right? Just dip it into that glaze, boop, right? And you got that honey glazed donut with like, it's like a regular donut, but then it's got like the like sugar on top or something, right? Bam, right? Donut, boom. You could just go for a classic plain original, but then it's going to be really dry and you're going to wish you had some milk or something. And the coffee's not going to save you. But if you get something else where it goes down smoother, right? The regular donut there sucks. It sucks. It's a terrible donut, right? Like, I know donuts. We're going to see if they know donuts, right? On Coffee Talk, on coffee and donut. But you can also get bagels there. You can also get bagels at your Tim Hortons, right? They know bagels. I know they know bagels. I know they got bagels. I went there for a bagel. I don't think they put enough cream cheese on the bagel. The cream cheese to bagel ratio is left wanting. You want more cream cheese on your bagel, but they don't give it to you. They don't give you the right amount. And then you have this kind of dry, crusty bagel. It's not even really toasted properly, right? Like, it's kind of like half soft, half like warmed up. It's not really toasted. It's not got that crunch. It's not got that toasted bagel crunch. And then there's barely any of the cream cheese. Like, I think they put butter on it, then they put the cream cheese. Like, it is a nightmare. Like, how they can get away with making a bagel like that is criminal. Absolutely criminal. They should be taken down, taken to court, brought to question time, a tribunal, made them to have to answer for their crimes against bagels, right? And that their coffee isn't even their coffee anymore. McDonald's has their coffee, so if you want Tim Hortons coffee, go to McDonald's. That's Tim Hortons. And that is Tim Hortons. But yeah, if you are gonna get some Tim Hortons, maybe microwave it so that way you can like spill it on yourself and be like, this coffee was too hot, right? All right, so we're now starting another cigarette because that was an intensive detail of story. So this guy looks like he's got quite a ways away to being all nice and opaque like his brother Dreadnought Marines. We got some things. We got to get these little under things. We got to get those. There they are. Under things. We got to get the over things. Got to get those two, I guess. It's very different. It's got like Wally eyes. Wally. Right, like now that you see it, it's gonna be hard to unsee it. Even with that skull in the center, it's gonna be like, can, right? Like, but yeah, I can see how this thing's gonna turn out. I can see it. I can see it. I can already see it. I can see it riding a little bike, and it's like, right? And it's growing up right before my eyes. So I gotta get the inside of this arm area. That one's gonna be a bitch. So I can do the best I can to get that inside of that arm. I got this Aquila thing. It's not an Aquila. It's a Mechanicus cog symbol. God. And then there's this vent thing on the back. Vent thing. Alright, this is looking pretty good checklist here so far. Vent thing, cog thing, inside of the arm thing, this whole side of the body, actually, that's going to make doing that, the inside of the arm part, actually this part's going to be way easier because of that. Yeah. It looks like I got most of it with like a super thin coat. So, and then after that, you know, second, third, fourth, whatever, however many coats I need to do. And then whatever's going to go here on the top here. I don't know what's going to go on the top. I might need to look at some examples. But for laziness tells me I'm just going to do all these little bits here in metal. Like it's going to be red down on like the armor. But then all these little pulleys and pieces and whatever these are, all that is going to get done in metal. And it looks like actually that looks like these are pulleys, like little wheels. And that right there, that right there, that is the cable coming from here being connected to this grappler. Oh, that's sweet actually. That is sweet. Looking at it and going, all right. All right, now this thing is making more functional sense. Sweet. So then do I make those, am I going to want to make these into steel cables? Or into like brass cables or like copper cables or something? Because that could work too. I mean, steel is probably going to look, I mean, steel's better, steel. You want it to be steel, right? And so that's probably, it would be nice, it would give a nice kind of contrast, I think, to it. Where there's going to be so much black, red, and silver that having some like copper in there, some brass or something like that, is going to kind of break up a little bit of the monotonous, mundane. It's going to make it a little bit poppy, but we'll see. Because really, it could be either way. I think that metal, steel, is going to be the better way to go. Opus Machina. What's an opus? Is this an opus machina? Is that it? Is that an opus machina? Opus machina? Opus machina? You got those quesadillas? But yeah, I'm just gonna essentially just need to slap on like a second, maybe a third thin coat, whatever it's gonna need, and then everything's gonna be nice and opaque. And then it'll join the rest of the crowd, and then I get to work on these, right? And then, yeah, sweet. And everyone's going to have all the black patterns down, right? And then after that point, it's probably the next step, annoyingly, is going to be going over all of them with red, and then going over their plates, all the red areas with that, or at least most of the red areas, the ones that are going to be accessible and visible and things like that. Going over that very carefully. Fixing the red so it's the right tone of red, and then getting them all to that stage, and then after that, right, then probably going on to silvers, because it's going to be the next biggest job. And then after that, it's going to be doing things like these sigils and symbols and icons and wings and all those kind of things. And I'll be figuring out what I'm going to be doing with that. If it's going to be like the blue wings, or if it's going to be the white wings. Probably blue wings, though. Just to be completely square about that. Probably blue wings. Blue wings. Okay? Hop men. Blue wings. The music ended. Do I only have like an hour and 40 minutes of music? Is that how long that lasts for? All right. Well, okay. I can get down with that. I can get down with that. If that's all it's going to give me, well, then what do we got? We got like 10, 15 minutes left. All right. We got 10 or 15 minutes left. Well, then, you know what we got for those last 10, 15 minutes? We got it. Let's do this. Oh, we're doing this live. We're doing this. Don't do it. Don't take life seriously. Nobody. Ba 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 ba. Wait, what? What? We'll just end that right there. We'll end that right there. Ended. It's ended. There's no more of that. No more of that. That's the last that we'll ever hear of that. We're never going to hear that again. Ever. Ever.
I learned a lot. And I learned that, a lot. Anyway, Bo is associated here. Anyway, the point I want to make is, I learned so much. I learned. Black white, all colors, all backgrounds. But I mean, come on, man. Men, women, gay, straight, everyone deserves a shot. You know, come on, man. You know the thing. You know what I mean? You know the thing. You know what I mean? Come on, man. What I have to do is I have to continue talking about the things that come on, man. I came down here because I remember the first bumper sticker I saw. I learned that I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight and then watch the hair come back up again. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. I love kids jumping on my lap. Oh, I'm in trouble. What are we, nuts? Dead. You know, come on, man. Give me a little break here. Get a life. Taking cocaine or not? What do you think? Huh? Come on, man. Black, white, all colors, all backgrounds. But I mean, come on, man. Men, women, gay, straight, everyone deserves a shot. You know, come on, man. You know the thing. You know what I mean? You know the thing. You know what I mean? Come on, man. You have a problem figuring out whether you're from me or Trump, and you ain't black. Come on, man. The Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys. I can hardly wait to meet with that guy who is the stable genius. Come on, man. I am very willing to let the public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness. Come on, man. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Wealthy kids. Come on, man. I mean, come on. Take a look at the record. I know a lot of weed smokers. Come on, man. Black, white, all colors, all backgrounds. But I mean, come on, man. Men, women, gay, straight, everyone deserves a shot. You know, come on, man. You know the thing. You know what I mean? You know the thing. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Why the hell would I take a test? I am, come on, man.
What the fuck, bro?
All right, we're at an hour and 48 minutes, and I'm just hanging out at this point. Hello, Neko. What do we got going on here? What is the next thing in the thing that it will be? Oh, what's this?